thinking that I was just going to sit back and take your crap one more time, man. What do you think you are? You ain't nothing special to me, man. You're a piece of flesh. When I step into the ring, I look at that man across the ring from me. I say, well, now, that's my dinner. That's my meal. That's my meal ticket, you see. But what I've been living on just don't fill me up, Hulk Hogan. So I got to have a little bit more. I got to...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Lazy Podcast. We have a laughing hyena that is also known as John.
Hello.
There they are. But yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back once again in the new platform. My hands hurt.
Clap. Clap, clap. Everybody clap your hands. Dun, dun.
Lights on, lights off. The clapper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do not use the clapper in any bedroom because bedtime activities may cause a rave. Oh, God. So, it's been a while, Mr. Jan, that you've been.
Since I've been on here, yeah.
Since you've been here. So, what's been going on in the neck of the woods of Australia?
What has been going on is our teachers are protesting.
Nice. Why?
They are protesting. Why?
That's an American
they are
thing to do.
protesting. They are protesting for one, better pay.
Makes sense.
Because where I am in the world of Australia, they are one of the lowest paid.
Ooh.
And they, especially like public schools, they don't have the best equipment in the world.
Shame.
So that's another reason that they are protesting, just like for better equipment, because we don't even have a fan or an AC in the gym.
Ooh, yikes.
So we're kind of dying in that gym.
Right. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And there's like the courts, basketball courts. They are the metal like protection stuff is actually breaking.
Oh, yikes, that's a health issue or a health hazard.
Yeah, because like people, they bounce off of them just as it's like basketball and stuff.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So there was one where I was in year 7 that actually had a hole in it, like a massive hole in it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so those can break over time. So they're trying to fix that.
Get it where it's safe for you guys to be there and actually get quality education. Don't mind the musical break there, guys.
Is my story not impressive enough for you?
No, adding
Is that the ESPN
yeah.
news?
It's a news segment going on.
My God.
That's funny. No, I gotta check something. But go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, so, and also like, government schools are supposed to be paid by the government.
Right. And when it's...
They haven't seen a lick of that money into the school.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, so, it's never fun.
Yeah.
But it happens almost every 4 years.
Jeez.
I think is the amount that they protest.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds like hell.
It really is.
Alright, now that I checked that, we're good. But yeah, no, so that's what's been going on. Your neck of the woods, huh?
Yeah, just a tiny bit that I'll talk about later that's been going on.
Yeah. Makes work for me sound boring. I don't have any protesting going on right now. Right now. Key,
oh yeah.
keyword right there, right now. But yeah, no, work's been kind of weird.
What?
Yeah, it's been work. Yeah. But no, as I told you a little bit earlier today, for long time viewers of my podcasts or even just the channel itself, and these are like my old viewers, they will recognize the name of Uber or Uber. Or if you guys have been really around the block with my channel, you guys will know the Idiot Podcast and my co-host on there. We ended up chilling out and kind of talking a little bit before I went to work, as he was outside and I caught him as he was leaving the store today. So started talking with him for a little bit to just kind of catch up how he was doing, and so there might be a segment here possibly next month or even like a half podcast here later this month where Mr. Uber might make a guest appearance on to the Lazy Podcast, which will be kind of cool. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we kind of skipped something that has been kind of a plague on Earth the last
Oh yeah.
the last
I
few
was wondering
years.
what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is something that has affected my life really heavily. And I know that it's more than likely affected your life pretty heavily. And that is mental health and depression and that kind of stuff. Now that we're 5 minutes into the podcast, we can get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast and stop filling time. So,
Oh yay.
yeah, just mental health. You guys, honestly, a lot of people kind of stir around with it, and a lot of people just don't take it serious. I know growing up, I didn't take it serious. I didn't get the help that I needed, which I should have, and I'm trying to get to the process where I can get help for it. But just know, oh, hiccups, god dang it. If you're suffering with any mental health issues, whether it be from being in the LGBTQ and being kind of disgraced by family or friends, or just any mental health issues, no matter how small or how big, I'm here to talk. I know John's here to talk. I know my whole Discord is here for you guys to be able to come in and get a helping hand or even just a shoulder to cry on. So, just know there are people out here that do care. And I know a lot of people will say that therapists don't care just simply because they're getting paid to do it. But at the end of the day, they do care. Some more than others. So you just gotta jump around and find that therapist that you connect with the most and that you can be open with. So do better. Take it serious.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of say this. I know I'm young. I can't suffer anything, but I've gone through just in life in general. pain in the butt sometimes, and I've come to you crying my eyes out because of stuff that has happened that we'll get into later.
Right.
But like, yeah, I've come to you personally, and Ray,
Mhm.
and I've just sat and talked.
Yep.
Because, like, yeah, these guys have become my friends and family.
And every now and then, I noticed that you sneak into the singing stage while I'm there. It's a really nice area. The Discord links, of course, always in the description. So if you guys want to come and hang out, but I'm usually always on at least once or even twice a day for a few hours, or even just kind of in the singing stage if I'm in the mood to sing. So come on down, hang out. You don't even have to stay for long. Just get a little bit of motivation from somebody and you can dip out and no one's really gonna bat an eye. As long as we can help you guys, we will. And that is our goal.
Yeah.
So, with that kind of being said, moving on and getting stuff going, DC, or Dreamcatchers Roleplay, a server that I own with a few other guys, that being Hannah and Moss. DC just did something a little bit interesting yesterday, haven't we, Mr. Drum?
Yes, you guys have.
So, to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight of what's going on with DCRP, we are open still. We are accepting applications. We are doing all of that. Sadly, the last few weeks, you guys have not seen a video or a live stream from DC just simply because we had to take a step back because a lot of people just fell inactive. A lot of higher ranking peoples have either fallen inactive or life kind of turned upside down. I'm not going to name names and I'm not going to get into details just simply because it's not my area to talk about. So recently, state in DC or Dreamcatchers was kind of stagnant, as I can say, putting it really nice. What was going on was there was a lot of stuff going on in the background that I feel should have chased or been chased a little bit heavier than it was, but it kind of felt like it was just kind of being put off, or like what the people that we were working with was putting stuff off and not working as diligently as we were wanting them to. And so last night the owners got together and we had a pretty good little owners meeting trying to figure out what was going on with the server, as myself and Moss were about a week away from stepping away and leaving DC. And if we were to have done that, it would have killed Dreamcatchers. It would have never gotten off and going. But we ended up kind of figuring out stuff that was going on, and a lot of the issues was simply that the state head and even like the civilian head and just basically everyone that was in charge of a department either became inactive or they've got something in their life that's going to be really huge moving parts that made them either fall a little bit more inactive or just it kind of slowed process down. And one of those was state. And for you guys that have been watching the DC stuff, you guys will know that I was the major, and there was that keyword was I was the major and I was in position to become the lieutenant colonel or the number 2 within state. And at that point, when I joined DC and jumped over to state, it was to help the state head. And I jumped over because I knew that he was going to be needing help, and I was jumping over there to assist him. But once I jumped over, I became really, really, really active within state, always jumping on for the patrols. I had swapped my sleep schedule to include patrol times, and so I could make them then go to work and be still rested. I I did a ton of stuff, and so after I jumped up into the major spot, I'd continue talking with the state head and been like, "Hey, um, what are we doing with the lieutenant colonel spot? Like, Lieutenant Colonel Fox makes a really good ring to it." And after a while, there we would joke about it and be like, "Oh yeah, if you continue to work and do really good, um, we'll think about it." And after that, there was no communication or just really anything between me being kind of the acting lieutenant colonel and the actual colonel of the State Department. So last night in the directors or the owners meeting, I brought up to Hannah and Moss saying, "Hey, I want to put in a formal vote of inconfidence with the state head." And they agreed that the state head had become a little bit more inactive than they would have liked, without really any notion or any like warning that like, "Hey, this is what's going on." And basically the only time we would ever really get anything out of the head was if we pinged them directly. And when we did get a answer back, it was usually pretty short, unless we called them into a VC, then we would actually have a decent conversation. But they just kind of felt a little bit more inactive than we would have liked for a community that needs really active heads that are willing to sorry, get in contact with like the developers of DC or even us owners, as majority of the owners are ahead of a certain department. So after we talked, Hannah and Moss both agreed that it was time to step the old head down to the lieutenant colonel spot and put me back up into the position that I originally was before I was removed prior from DC due to complications between two basically rival communities. So I am back up and I've gotten like all my forms and all that done within like 20-30 minutes, while the last Ted had about a half a year to do stuff with forums and the documentations and all that, and it just wasn't ever done. So that's kind of what's going on with DC. We are hoping to start mock patrolling by the end of this next week, as we have now some scripts for LEO, which is a police interaction script where we can pull over AI and they have the chances to flee and that kind of stuff, just to give the LEO something more to do. So that's kind of where DC's right now. And like I said, if you want to come join the shenanigans of Dreamcatchers Roleplay, that link also is down in the description. Join it, put an application in, join my Discord, and come hang out. Just come hang out. It's basically what this is. So, yeah. That's Dreamcatchers and your guys' update there. So
All right. Um. Yeah, and I don't know what to say.
I felt silent there. I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna let him cook, but then you were like, screw this cooking.
Yes. Something I should add. Bella has added some cool things to the Discord server, and I mean Bella's Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
Some cool. What would you call them? Emojis?
Emojis or just emotes. You guys will of course
Right.
be seeing them pop up if I didn't slack off during the editing, but you guys will see them.
Almost.
More than likely I slacked off. And if I did, just another reason to come join the Discord. Link down in the description.
Oh my god. Now you're
Um,
just gonna do it on purpose.
No, it's getting bad at this point. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
But yeah, that's been really cool. I actually really love them, and I will be reaching out to the person that did these emotes for more animated stuff and even more static ones, just so people on Discord that don't have Discord Nitro can use them or use more than just the 5. But
Hi, Kenny.
like you. Uh but yeah, with that as well, I know that the person that made my emotes that you guys just saw has an X account, and they are also on Discord and all of that. So I will leave their social media, their X account or Twitter account, down in the description as well. So if you guys want to go and give them some love, go order some stuff for your own channel, YouTube channel, or even Twitch, then you guys can go and get some really good quality stuff from them.
Yeah, and they're really cool. Yeah. All right. Next thing.
Go ahead. This is kind of more for you. As
So War Thunder has come up with some new updates and changes in the updates.
Yep.
Such I forgot what the updates were.
Nice.
Can you tell we're
Freaking
professionals?
we took our notes. I promise.
We did. I just forgot what the
Yeah,
what the freaking War Thunder date thing was.
but yeah, no. So War Thunder is actually their dev servers are up or were up for this new major update coming here in September at some point. I'm gonna say probably mid next week or even probably end of this week if I were to take a guess. I'm not sure. I'm not affiliated with Gaijin at all. I'm just kind of throwing kind of a time frame that I believe it will be coming out. But they have been working on some ease of life for new players especially, and a lot of stuff for people with premium accounts, and just people without premium accounts are going to be able to just see themselves breaking even with silver line cost a little bit easier with their economic changes and that kind of stuff within War Thunder, as for the last few years that's been a huge problem within War Thunder. And so they have been doing a lot of changes behind the scenes and looking into balancing out repair costs for vehicles, as well as just better Silver Lion rewards and just rewards in general. So it should be allowing newer people within War Thunder to climb up the ranks and get into some of the nicer tanks a little bit quicker, as well as it allowing the people at top tier like myself a little bit of ease of access to research helicopters and that kind of stuff, as helicopters were kind of a pain in the butt to grind out, as they were just kind of, in my opinion, they're a little underpowered if you are not playing them right. But once they're being played right, they actually do fairly well within War Thunder. But grinding them out is just kind of difficult if you're not too versed within using that platform. So,
Yeah.
really nice ease of life.
Yeah, really cool that War Thunder's doing this.
Yeah, and I mean, they are just pumping out new content every few months, so it's really cool. I know a lot of people have an issue that they are going more modern with tanks and airplanes, helicopters, and whatnot, and so the early World War II or even like late World War II stuff, it is becoming very sparse for newer old tanks to come into the actual game. But what they are doing is just amazing. I know a lot of people are complaining right now because we are getting a new F-16 within the game. I believe it's the F-16C, it's the Block 50 or one of those newer variants, but a lot of people are complaining that we're not getting the nicer rockets, or not rockets, missiles, but they were in their actual live stream. I ended up catching it. We have Fox 2 missiles, which are pretty limited on what they can
They
do.
did a live stream?
Yeah, they do like a dev live stream when they go over like their new updates and stuff, which is kind of cool because then you can kind of see a little bit of a preview of what is to come, and they kind of go over
cool.
like the differences and that kind of stuff. So Gaijin's YouTube channel, they do it. It should be up by now. It's been a few days, so that live stream, their dev live stream for this new major update, should be out there. So go over if you are curious of what all changes are there, because we've not really scraped any, but the F-16s just recently have been kind of nerfed, and it's just simply because their flight characteristics have been extremely limited because of overg, which for the F-16, that's kind of weird to have because that plane is made to be a fighter. So like overging in that it was possible, but it was not as bad as it's represented in War Thunder. So apparently they're trying to fix it. People are already putting out videos that it's been fixed, but I've yet to see it because I'm not within the dev server, and I didn't want to download the dev server just to be able to screw with like an hour's worth of stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, no. Where War Thunder's going with the game, or not War Thunder, but Gaijin is going with War Thunder. I'm excited because if
War Thunder coming time thing.
but sheesh, I just got off work. Hey, shush you. But anyway, I'm excited to see where they're going, because if they are allowing base game non-pay to win players to allow them to break even, it's gonna draw people to not necessarily mind the grind per se, as it won't be as bad, because once they get a tank with the silver line changes and that kind of stuff, they should be able to, after researching the tank, they should be able to just jump right into it. Unlike how it's been for the last year or two, where you have no silver lion, but you can research tanks or airplanes, but you're not, you have such a influx of, oh, I did really well, I gained like 10k, or oh, I did really crappy and my repair costs for my tanks I used ate all that silver line I just earned, and you're negative like 10-20k in repair costs. So
Yeah.
I know
I like War Thunder how they're starting to change their stuff to make it better. Bella's dying.
yeah, I know I am. I'm sorry. It's talking too much.
Your own personal freaking beat machine.
Heck yeah, man. It's difficult editing those in, so I might as well do it myself.
Okay. Alright. Well, that was War Thunder.
That's War Thunder.
Um,
Next two, I get to shut up for. Hooray! I can take a nap.
sure. Alright, so I had a weird dream, right?
Did you just call me Ray?
No.
C.
I had a weird dream recently.
There you go.
So what happened was, you know those like elf dolls, like Elf on a Shelf.
Okay, yeah.
So I had a dream that
I had a dream. Okay, sorry.
if someone moved it while I was asleep, because I don't know, somehow I was attached to the doll. If someone moved it while I was asleep, I could possibly beep.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
There you go.
Yep. Yep. Do the forever
Beep.
sleep.
Yeah, there it is. Forever sleep.
The forever sleep. If someone had happened to move the doll. But in the day, it was perfectly fine. Like, you could move it around and stuff.
Weird.
Yeah, that's why it's called a weird dream.
Wow.
Okay. I'm not happy about this next part, but I chose it. So here we go. Disclaimer. Everyone, disclaimer. Someone ring the bell.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. So another thing that has happened in my life recently is I'm not gonna say any names, but someone had come over to our house that I knew very well, and they saw our dog Charlie. They said, "Oh, Charlie's not doing well. You should like put her the forever sleep."
Just butter down. You
Yeah.
can say that.
Okay. My mom was like, "No, we're trying to make sure everyone says goodbye." Friday, the day where the teachers were doing their protests and stuff, so I got to stay home. Someone knocked on our door. I can't remember what they're called, but it was an official looking person, and they said, like, oh yeah, like something's happened. Do you want us to take the dog away, or do you want to do it yourselves? And my mum took it very personally that they were going to take our dog away to put her down.
Like an animal control.
Yeah. So later that day, my mum had to order some nice people to come over to our house and do it. They were like, what? Because she was a perfectly healthy dog. She was eating, she was drinking, she was happy, she was playing, she was running around. But she did have a tumor that was growing and around the size of a cantaloupe, I believe you guys, or a rock melon, whatever you guys call it over there.
A cantaloupe. Yeah. That's just at that point. That's details that I didn't even know, but you know, at that point, it. Of course, I worked in not necessarily the animal control services, but for my viewers, you guys will know that I spent 7 years working / volunteering at an animal shelter. And yeah, no, at that point, even my owner, whoa, whoa, nope, that's not the words I was wanting. The the owner of the animal shelter that I worked for,
yeah.
She would have more than likely ended up putting a dog down if we had that come in. Just simply because, especially if it is the size of like a cantaloupe or a rock melon, if that tumor were to be benign or even just burst open, that will lead to infection, and if not treated, it will become sepsis or septic, yeah, whatever that is, that beeping word is, or however it's pronounced. I can't pronounce words worth crap. But no, at that point, it's just, I hate saying it, but it's just the right thing to do. Just simply because you don't want it to become life threatening. So, yeah.
Yes, and so my friend's a freaking okay. Sorry, I'm in a friend's Discord server and I just got pinged.
Ping pong. We heard that one.
Yeah, but so these two lovely people came over. You know, you didn't have to do that, but alright.
I wanted to be involved.
For everyone that can't see, Bella just pinged me in in our DMs. I did it again.
I'm playing ping pong.
But yeah, these two lovely people came over, and of course, you know how they put dogs down. They over bleep a dog with stuff. It's weird to see an animal that has been jumping around your whole life be just still. And yeah, because before that they gave her some medicine that would calm her down and
Make her a little sleepy.
relax her. Yeah. And then they did it. What just puts it in my head is me and my mom were the last human beings that she saw, because she couldn't move her head to see the people that were doing it. Her eyes didn't move to see who was doing it. They were just stuck on us. You know that like little message things that you'll see on like TikTok where it's like these like flip things and you'll see like a messages and it's like a dog thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and it's a human and a dog and they're at the vet and I'm guessing they're doing the same thing that we did. And it's why are you crying? And it's like she never liked seeing us sad. I don't think any dog likes seeing their human sad.
Yeah, no.
But it's like you feel so defenseless in a moment. I know you've gone through this, so I think you'll know what I mean. But it's like nothing outside of the world matters in that moment.
Because it doesn't.
Like not like being selfish, but it's like nothing in the world matters.
It's because at that point you know it's the last moments that you can spend, so you want to. I've gone through it too many times in my life. I get exactly where you're coming from.
It's like me and that dog have gone through so much. That dog has been through so much. And yeah, so I've had a lot of pets through my time. I've had a cat. It's like I don't remember really crying when I heard that it passed away. It was just like, oh no.
Oh no.
It was like I was there. I watched as her pupils expanded. And it's like it's different when you see it than when you just hear a pet has passed away.
Mm-hmm. You were there.
Yeah, so that's my sad news of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna more or less wrap up the lazy podcast for tonight, guys. Um, we do apologize for ending this month's podcast on a little bit of a sad note, but it's, it's something that people go through, and we want to share that even though we're just personalities on, YouTube and all that, but at the end of the day, we're all human. We go through the same thing that you, as the viewer, are possibly going through yourself or have gone through. So we like to try to be as clear and open to you guys about what's going on in our lives. Well, besides me, as I'm hiding something. You guys will find out
I wouldn't.
in the next step.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say I'm a YouTube personality.
Yeah, you are. I'll explain. But anyway, guys, that's that's where we're gonna leave this episode.
This is going on YouTube.
No, it's going on Twitch.
Damn.
Wait, hold on.